we've got Chuck from Hawaii who said, I don't think people understand what Christianity actually preaches. Now, I believe we have a history of hearing from Chuck before. Chuck, I'm going to have some very specific questions for you. Please do to stick to this. You say, I don't think people understand what Christianity actually preaches. I'll give you a minute here to explain, what does Christianity actually preach, and how do you know that that is what Christianity actually preaches? So give me your elevator elevator pitch. What does Christianity actually preach?
Okay. Christianity preaches the devil. Jesus is Satan. The whole religion is from Satan.
Right. Okay. So
I'm in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask a question here, clarifying question. I've read the Bible once all the way through, but I do distinctly remember there being two different characters, Satan and Jesus, and they were two different things. So if the laws of logic apply, that a thing cannot both be and not be that thing at the same time, it seems like what you're saying couldn't be logically true. Could you explain what you mean?
Well, there is a real God, Jehovah, the God of the Bible, the real God, but Jesus is the devil. Christians worship the devil. This is what Christianity does and follows.
Okay,
and
so you again are not answering my question here, Chuck.
I'm into this, though.
Yeah,
I'm into this.
I mean, this does sound like a season 2 twist, right? Of like the mask comes off, if that's what you mean. But I think you are so. I'm going to make a presumption here because we don't have a lot of time. I think you're so embedded in religious terminology that when you say Jesus is Satan and Jesus is the Bible, that you mean that Jesus is teaching bad things or tricking people. Do you literally mean that Jesus and the devil character from the Bible are the same entity? Or do you mean, no, Jesus is the real bad one? What do you mean there?
Well, that's what the devil is. The devil has come and he wants to be worshipped as
I'm asking
God.
what you mean, not what a devil is. I asked what you mean because I'm not understanding you. If I say Forrest is really Jim, that makes as much sense to me as what you're saying, because I'm presented with these two characters in this book and they are presented in all aspects as two separate entities. And now you're saying they're the same thing. So I don't know if you're speaking metaphorically and using Satan to mean he's a bad guy, or if you're speaking literally, which, by the way, is a problem with the entire Bible. So what do you mean? Do you mean that Forrest is Jim, or do you mean that Forrest is like Jim? Is Jesus Satan, or is Jesus like Satan?
Well, the God of the Bible is Jehovah, the real Jehovah.
Please answer the question.
Jesus is the devil.
Okay.
The devil.
Forrest, Jim, do you have any questions here for Chuck? Because he keeps repeating, I don't think he's understanding what I mean. When you say Jesus is the devil, I don't know if he's embedded so much in his way of speaking that he just means devil means bad, or if he literally means that, surprise, they're both the same guy.
I think he's saying that Jesus is literally the devil, and if we're assuming that is what he's saying, because Chuck, you're not clarifying for us, so we're gonna roll with that for just a second. Then why do you suppose the devil was the one saying, like, love your neighbor as yourself, and you know, whoever's without sin cast the first stone, and all the good things that Jesus was saying? Because I agree that the Bible teaches horrible things, and I love the idea of the God of the Bible actually being the devil of the real world. I think that's a phenomenal idea. But the Jesus of the Bible has a lot of reasons for me to say that he's not the devil. So it's like, let's dig into it. If Jesus and the devil are actually the exact same person, then why did the devil say so many pleasant things in the New Testament?
Because he wants to be serpent. He wants to be worshipped. He'll provide you with money if you go along with him. And if you worship him, that's what he wants. He wants to be worshipped.
He said he provides you with money. Jesus said that it's easier for a rich man to fit through the eye of a needle than to enter the kingdom of heaven. He doesn't like people with money.
Aha, but he's the devil, so he wants you to not go to heaven, so he'll give you money. You see, it all works together, Forrest.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Tell me, Chuck, if Jesus specifically, Jesus repeatedly said that rich people are the problem and repeatedly advocated for the poor and repeatedly said that greedy people are the biggest problem in the world and they're never going to get to heaven. Jesus said you should sell everything you own and give everything to charity and live in poverty yourself. What are you saying? He's going to give you money. What does that mean?
Because he wants you to worship him. That's what he wants. He wants you to worship him. And so he'll do for you.
I agree that's what he wants, but he isn't doing it the way you're saying he's doing it. So it sounds like you're conflating a couple of different characters, not only in their identities, but also in their actions and words.
Well, Jesus is the devil. It's very simple.
It's very simple. It's very simple, Forrest. It's very simple.
What do you take about that whole story of the devil tempting Jesus? Was it actually the devil tempting himself?
In the Christian religion of Jesus, the Christian God, Jesus, is the devil.
You just say he's
okay. All right.
I get it. Let me ask you a question, Chuck. What was the last thing that you ate today?
What did I eat? A bun.
Okay,
that's great. You passed Forrest's test. You can't answer questions.
Nope, you didn't. You passed half of it. Second question, Chuck. If you hadn't eaten that bun, how would you feel right now?
Ooh, good question.
Still know that Jesus is the devil. That's an easy thing.
You're right.
So he cannot answer questions. Chuck, it's been weird, man. Thanks so much for calling in to AXP. See you later.
You know, I quoted a movie to you before called Murder by Death. If you guys haven't seen it, highly recommend Murder by Death. It's a Neil Simon movie from the 70s, murder mystery satire. And in the end, there's a big reveals after reveal after reveal. And one of the characters says, I was in disguise, in disguise, in disguise. So I think he's on to something here. I was going to ask him, maybe you can call back next time. And instead of talking about Jesus being the devil, maybe you can explain to us what you actually believe, because you say you believe in Jehovah. You don't believe in Jesus. Are you Jewish? Like, do you just believe in the New Testament? Do you think this Jesus guy is just a pretender to the throne? Because that would be fascinating. So